Hello everyone. So this week we are here at Hockenheim National A layout. So I have recorded a race where I start from P14 out of 17 cars, and you will see some race pace and some passing and some other stuff. And at the end of the video I will pick out the lap from the race, run through a replay of that lap and talk through the lap a little bit. So let's jump into the race. Okay, starting P14 out of 17 cars.
Green flag, green flag. Now on your left. Still there. Clear on the left. Car on. Clear. Left side. Keep to the right. Still there. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Oh, people going very wide. Can stay patient here. Plenty of straights to make easy passes on people. And a longer race than usual as well. We'll see at the end of the race if there's gonna be less than 4 liters of fuel left. I took 15 for just in case.
Bien, maestro. Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Still there, hold your line. Still there. Clear. Left side. Still there. Clear. You got a quick car on the right.
Oh,
There.
freebies. Roberto is actually car number 3 ahead, so should have some pace. Also a familiar name to me. Should know his way around in the skipping.
You're in the top 10.
Looks like everyone pretty much has the draft except for Lucas ahead.
Right side. Clear.
Need to get ahead of them and then fill in the gap. Lost another one from the lead group. Looks like there might be a gap in the middle as well now. Maybe some guys falling off the lead now. Not feeling too much faster than these guys right now. Ooh, getting loose. Not long enough. Maybe I could go in here, but nah.
Right side. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right.
Been losing enough time behind Alberto already. Had to make the move. Hopefully they will let me catch the leaders now in peace. Already P6, looks like 2 cars ahead and then another gap without the draft. Still 15 laps to go, anything possible. Looks like JP Derone has fallen off the draft behind. Or was it actually Lucas there behind before? Not sure. Didn't do too much warm-up before this race, so not sure if I'm even faster than the leaders right now. That black car up ahead might be Karl Tronke leading, and he showed some pace last week. I am pretty close to the draft with these guys though. Looks like there are fighters ahead. Not a good sign. to 1x. With Gervasio right now. Already losing time. Try and separate those guys a little bit. Easier to pick them off one by one. If they keep fighting, I'm just gonna start sticking my nose in weird places so they get in the gap between each other. Almost tapped his rear. Patrick chose to give the draft to me. .5 with Gervasio. I'm gonna pass into the next corner because then he won't be able to come right back at me. And now we have to pound on it. Carl Dronke leading the way, Alexander Wilford and Gervasio Mayer 2. Some breathing space behind as well. 9.8 with Carl. I think I have to exit with the first gear here, then shift to second later. Box down a bit too much. Looks like Gila Garcia is having trouble staying in the draft. Definitely catching the leaders.
Got 10 laps to go.
Another 1x. Let's put on the Delta. Oh wow, where did they go? Looks like I'm all alone in the chase now. Less than 10 laps to go. 27 degrees the track temperature in this session, I think. Not the best one for the week. I've done one race so far and I had a 37.8 in that one. Looks like this is gonna be unreachable in this one. 37.8 draft 3 I think it was. Once the tires get better, I believe 38.2 or something will be possible. Driving the best right now. Missing some braking points. I hope the clouds go away. I really hate it when it gets a little bit hazy on the track. Cars ahead are starting to look quite big. Okay, let's try to put in some concentrated hot laps now. 38.5. Oh, are they starting to fight? No way.
The next car's the leader.
No, Carl. Carl is one of the drivers who just spins out or just messes up the most that I know of.
The leader's sitting down.
Oh wow, he even had to pit. Oh, that's a pity. I don't know if it's his driving style or he's driving a very old wheel which just doesn't give him the best feel, or but he just does mess up a lot in races. But he has the speed. Carl was dragging those two along, so it's gonna be a bit easier now, especially just catching and also having to pass only two cars. That was a really good T2. That's a great lap so far. I think I'm catching the draft a little bit, but oh no! Oh, I had to lift a little bit. Didn't know what he was gonna do. Another 1x for me and for him as well. Why did it go so wide? I don't even know right now. Would think there was some room. Wow, it's just messes up like that. I just want to be careful. Still so much time to go. There is this one straight, the next one, where you can just make very easy passes, so there's no need to take any risk in those races, really. It's looking a bit shaky. Let's hope I get past him and try to get in a couple of good hot laps, because not really a very nice clean lap so far. I think he won't be falling back as much that he's gonna be... Whoa, what is that? He's most likely gonna be fighting back on me on those straights.
Clear. Okay, you are the leader.
Wow, Alexander came through as well. Let's make it sharp. Do some snaking as well, keep them at the distance. Okay, a couple of silent hot laps now. Bit wide. Not the best line here. Wanna stay on the inside. Yeah, that current best lap is definitely beatable. Let's see if we can do it.
Got 2 laps to go.
Just wide. Braked a little bit too late. Pretty good last sector, last corner. Just slightly late again. And lose like a tenth right away. Oh, that was nice. And late again. Just trying a bit too hard. Little bit messy, but pretty good lap, but really didn't really nail any perfect laps. See, the fuel is 2.7, yes, so you will definitely need 15 liters this week. Alright, so most of the time I will try to bring you a lap with absolutely no draft. However, in this lap I felt like I made so many minor mistakes on all the other laps that this one really felt like a good lap, and I caught up with Alexander at the end of the lap a little bit, and his draft helped me a little bit at the end. However, I also had to lift a little bit to avoid him in one of the corners, so it kind of evens out. And I definitely felt like the lap was definitely beatable with no draft as well, but I just couldn't put one together at the end. So let's start with the lap. So T1, there really isn't a clear brake marking or anything. I just look at the 50-meter sign and just feel when I need to turn in. A little bit of brakes. Balance the car with the throttle and just come through. Going into T2, the braking point is gonna be just a little bit before the 100 sign. You might think that you wanna turn in very, very wide and have a great exit. However, I think the corner opens up so much on the exit that you wanna just start turning in a little bit earlier than you think for this kind of corner and just carry in a little bit of speed. And I think on this lap I just really nailed this one, so let's see how it went. I come off the brakes and I just fall into the corner, already coming a little bit onto the throttle here. And boom, past the apex, and I go hard on the throttle. So at this point I'm not really in the draft yet, so this is still a normal lap. Into this corner, braking is just like 10 to 15 meters after the 100 meter sign. Here we go. Pretty hard on the brakes at first. And what I do here is when I shift into first, I give it a little bit more throttle, because you don't want to lose the rear here. Also, on the exit here, you see there is a little small bump when your car drops. And you want to wait for this bump to be over. So I'm already on the throttle a little bit. However, when you see, here we go, I go over those bumps, and after those bumps I get on the throttle. And small lift again to just get more onto the inside. This corner, brake pretty much as soon as you get onto the curb. Turn in. And the thing with this corner is I want to make the exit kind of onto the inside, so you don't want to be too early on the throttle here. I'm always balancing a little bit on the entry. However, when I now get to the apex here, you see I get completely, or not even completely, but almost all the way off the throttle at the apex. And then as soon as I'm past the apex, I get fully on the throttle. Because I don't really want to go too wide onto the right, because it tightens up my entry onto this straight and I lose some time. This next one, not really a braking point or anything, just look towards the corner and have to feel when the turn-in point is. And what most people seem to be doing is they are avoiding this curb completely. So I think he took the curb a little bit, he missed it completely, and I'm going all the way onto the curb. Just almost my right side tire on the grass. And what you want to do here, when I'm on the curb, you see I'm a little bit on the throttle, and as soon as the curb ends, I get fully on the throttle. Because if you have too much throttle on the curb, you will be understeering. There is quite a lot of room here on this side to not get a 1x, but you don't really want to get onto the sand, because if you're not the best at car control, this is one of the places where you could spin. This corner, so you don't want to, the braking point is gonna be just when you get on the curb again, or a little bit. I mean pretty much when you get on the curb. Yeah, just as I get on the curb, so before the 50-meter sign. And you don't want to brake too hard in this corner. You want to just ease off the speed here with pretty hard braking, but not really go crazy late braking. So I just carry a lot of speed here because the camber will catch the car and give you a lot of rotation. And I think I shift down the first 2 gears a bit faster and then go into first gear at a later moment. See, here is when I went into the first gear. Here is when Alexander makes a little bit of a mistake, so I actually had to make a little correction with the throttle in the corner. I think I was already ready to go on the throttle, but because I saw Alexander sideways and I didn't know if he was gonna go into full spin or not, and I just waited with the throttle a little bit here. What most people do here is they avoid this curb. However, I think if you go over here and you go over so much that you miss this, that you don't come over this curb with the tire. If you come over the curb with the tire, it's kind of a hard bump. It could even damage your car, I'm not sure. But completely going with your left tire from here is gonna open up this entry into the next corner. See how he is still coming from the right side, and I am already on the left side here, and I will have a much wider rotation into the corner. See, he now has to rotate really hard. He's gonna start understeering to the outside of this corner, and I can turn in very smoothly here. I'm just modulating the throttle and kind of want to exit this corner a bit wider than you think you would, because you want to be outside for the next corner there right away. And yeah, this final corner is really, you don't want to do it like a middle cut. You either want to be just on the curb, or you want to be very hard on the curb and kind of already, again, like with this other curb, if you get that late cut here with the curb, it's going to be fine, but you don't want to be going back from the green stuff to the tarmac from here. It's going to give you a nasty bump, and there is some danger of damage here, I think. So yeah, that's 138.216 lap around Hockenheim National A, and I hope this will help you find some speed.